ODM guys in government.
They are eating.
Mbadi, Joho, Wandai.
These are foodious individuals. Foodious, where there is food to them is okay.
So walijiweka hapo peke yao.
They ran to the president. They took an advantage of a moment where president is needy. And they went to convince him that they'll bring Raila on board. Raila could not come and denounce them. They are his children. He can't come and say, wameniachi. He will look weak. And these things Baba has told us to our face. That he came back from Dubai, he landed there, he called Junet. Junet told him, these people are already in State House waiting to be announced.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday OBINNA held an interview on his show with the Sabauti Member of Parliament, Honorable Caleb AMISI. And Caleb AMISI, during the interview, opened a can of worms that now has led people or Kenyans at large to ask so many questions in regards to ODM party and the death of Right Honorable Raila Odinga. If you look at the clip that we have begun with, that is a snippet of Caleb AMISI answering on the matters of ODM working with William Ruto, and more so, the 4 cabinet secretaries from ODM that are currently within Ruto's government. Now, the question that we asked ourselves from the word go, did Baba Raila Odinga from the start, actually made his own mind to actually add over the names of these 4 cabinet secretaries to William Ruto so that they would work with William Ruto? Caleb AMISI tells us no. According to Caleb AMISI, these people went ahead to join the William Ruto's bad wagon of working with William Ruto even without consulting Raila Odinga. And Raila Odinga, to avoid a collapse of the party, he was actually forced into this broad-based government nonsense. For him, Raila Odinga, he was not of ever joining hands with William Ruto. But due to the circumstances that were brought by 4 cabinet secretaries, John Mbadi, Wycliffe Oparanya, Opiyo Wandayi, and Hassan Joho joining William Ruto. They joined William Ruto after William Ruto tried to seek to talk with Raila Odinga, and Raila could not hear him out. So William Ruto went through the back door by approaching people, or let me say, leaders within ODM party that he believed they were close to Raila Odinga. And that is Joho, Mbadi, Wandayi, and Oparanya. And once these people came together, William Ruto told them that I'm offering you a cabinet slot in my cabinet, and I want you to promise me that you will bring Raila Odinga on board. Raila was not aware, only for him to hear that these cabinet secretaries have been given the roles in government. And for him, because he knows these people are riding on the wave of ODM party and it is his own party, he could not go ahead and deny and allege that, you know what, I didn't give you this permission to go ahead and do this, so you can go ahead and ride with William Ruto to the sunset as you want, but for me, I'm not joining the government. They pushed Raila Odinga because he trusts them. They are his sons. He has reared and raised them in politics. He had to intervene. And that is where Raila Odinga came into the picture. So they negotiated with William Ruto even on matters of Baba being elected as the AU chairmanship. And when Baba was brought the proposal, he saw there is a possibility of him actually doing what? Winning the AU chairmanship is if he joined hands with William Ruto and have the country back his bid for the African Union chairmanship. And that is where Baba actually came into the picture. But after failing to secure the AU chairmanship, Raila Odinga tried so much to avoid even getting into politics again. He tried to avoid the politics of the day. But these people, knowing that if Raila Odinga does not declare his allegiance to the broad-based government or to have a sit-down or a signed memoranda with William Ruto, then the people that follow or trust Raila Odinga are going to actually disassociate themselves with the 4 cabinet secretaries. And that is when they came together. When Raila Odinga was defeated in the AU chairmanship. Raila left Ethiopia and headed for Dubai. He went to Dubai there to cool off. He stayed in Dubai for a few days. These leaders, Joho, Oparanya, Mbandi, and the rest, followed Raila Odinga where? To Dubai, where they found Raila Odinga and now convinced Raila Odinga on his return he should meet with President William Ruto and agree on the way forward of the politics of the Republic of Kenya. And that is when Joho Mbadi left Raila in Dubai. They came back to Kenya and went to organize a meetup between Raila Odinga and William Ruto on Raila's return at the Mombasa State House. That is when, you remember, when Raila came back from the AU chairmanship, immediately after landing in Kenya, he went straight to Mombasa, where he met with William Ruto at the Mombasa State House. There was also a drafted MOU, or a drafted contract, that Raila was supposed to sign between him and William Ruto. That contract had been negotiated by Joho, Mbadi, Wandai, and Oparanya. But Raila Odinga, upon his return, he refused to sign that contract. Remember, when Raila was having a meeting with William Ruto at the State House, Mombasa, there was something that was on the table. And that thing that was on the table, that was the contract that was supposed to be signed. But Raila refused. Now, Raila, after arriving, that is when, after having the moment of sharing a meal with William Ruto and so, he decided, you know what, Mr. President, allow me to go and consult my people first before actually coming back to do what? To sign this contract. And that is when Raila started touring the country. He started in Kisumu, went to Migori, Homa Bay, Busia, Kakamega, and even in the northeastern parts of Kenya, where he was consulting with ODM members on the way forward or what they want him to do now that he has lost his chance at the AU. That is when Raila, out of the blues, decided, you know what, the people have, it is not even the people that decided. Raila was forced into this thing, and that is why I agree. The pressure these people mounted on Raila Odinga actually killed Raila Odinga. Raila would have been here, but because of Joho, because of Wandai, because of Mbandi, because of Oparanya, they killed Raila Odinga. And because of the few members of parliament that had already been bought by William Ruto, they pressured Raila too much. You know, Raila did not subscribe to the politics of William Ruto from the word go, did not subscribe to the methods of William Ruto from the word go. But these people were telling Raila Odinga, it's our time to eat. We have suffered so much being on the opposition wagon. So it's upon time for us to join the government. And that is when Raila saw, you know what? There's no need of me continuing staying on the sidelines, yet William Ruto has compromised about over half of my house. It's upon me to follow my house and actually put it in order while I'm in that government. And when that MOU between William Ruto and Raila Odinga was signed, now Ruto couldn't settle for that only. He started again pushing these cabinet secretaries to to push Raila Odinga to signing a merger between UDA and ODM to actually destroy and kill ODM completely from inside. And that is what William Ruto did. Now, rug goes unfolded within ODM every time. And even before Raila's death, we were all seeing, it was all evident that ODM is a house that is divided and cannot choose a way forward for itself. That is because William Ruto had infiltrated the party through these cabinet secretaries, through governors that had been paid by William Ruto, members of parliament that had been paid by William Ruto. And that is why anybody within the party that was against the broad-based government, these cabinet secretaries took it upon themselves to attack that person, to discredit that person, and we saw it happen with Sifuna and Babu Owino. So Raila actually tried so much to maintain his cool, to maintain the picture of a happy man in support of this government. But truth be told, Raila never supported this government. Raila only supported this government because he did not want his orphans to remain as orphans within the government by themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, I really think that Caleb Amisi has a point here. Another thing that Caleb Amisi has also opened our eyes into is on the matter of the death of Raila Odinga. How the body of Raila Odinga arrived in the country, the hospital that Raila Odinga was hospitalized in India, because that hospital has actually allowed us to raise a lot of questions. From the word go, we have been asking ourselves, how on earth could Raila Odinga be taken to such a facility? It is better that he would have been treated in Nairobi hospital. For them to tell us whatever they were telling us, it didn't make sense because the hospital did not suit the caliber of Raila Odinga. I mean, also, why should Raila Odinga go to India with only one security, one bodyguard? That is the man that of Morris Ogeta. He is the only one that was with Raila Odinga. The others, Akina Winnie Odinga, Akina RUTO Odinga, came later to fight Raila Odinga in India. And also, the matter of either Raila died in India or he died in Kenya, it's also a question that we are asking ourselves. Because Raila was hospitalized in Nairobi hospital first. Then, out of the blues, we are told he was transferred to India. Now we were told he died in India. When those people went to see him in India, did not actually see his body. So Caleb Amisi also tells us that it's just a matter of time. After the family and ODM people finish mourning Raila Odinga, questions are going to be asked. And these questions are going to disturb William Ruto, and they will have to answer those questions to us. The questions of, why India? Why such or such an hospital? In Kenya, we have the best medical facilities, like Aga Khan Hospital, Nairobi Hospital, and what have you, Nairobi West Hospital too. So why India, ladies and gentlemen? But the key point I took out of this interview between Caleb Amisi and OBINNA is that Raila Odinga's death came due to the pressures that he was being put on by his own sons that he reared in the politics of the Republic of Kenya. Akina John Mbadi, Wandai, and what have you. Because Raila did not subscribe to the politics of William Ruto from the word go. And that is why he led the demonstrations against William Ruto in 2023. And William Ruto and his people tried to kill Raila Odinga. So how can we believe that William Ruto didn't even take, the government didn't take Raila Odinga's life? Ladies and gentlemen, that's what's up. Make sure you leave a comment on the comment section. See you in our next video. Remember to subscribe. This is the Kenyan Daily Report.